Howdy folks, this is Bob Studebaker here with GoBob Pipe and Steel. And I've got sitting here with me today a gentleman by the name of Chris Stansberry. If you're in the cattle business, a lot of you probably already know him because he was the range superintendent with Oklahoma State University for well over 20 years. And this man knows more about beef cattle than he should. He's a type of guy that you know, he's done artificial insemination. He preg checks cows. He knows feeding habits because all he has done is these experiments and tests that the PhDs dream up over there at Oklahoma State. And he's a member of the Oklahoma Cattlemen's Association, the Payne County Cattlemen's Association, and all that. And we finally were able to, been trying to hire him for over 10 years, finally able to get him. And he's our ag educator here, or our beef educator, actually. He'll help you design a corral, design a working system. Hey, any question you have about cattle, he's your man. He works for us, and it's free to you, being your GoBob customer. Chris,
well,
how
thanks,
you doing
Bob.
today?
I'm good. I'm good.
All right, awesome.
Words,
fantastic.
Too kind.
Well, what are we going to talk about today?
Let's talk about some squeeze chutes.
Okay. There's something I did about 4 months ago. That was kind of a gamble, and well, it's definitely a gamble, to put it bluntly. But it's got to benefit all our customers out there. And so today we're going to quote prices. But before we get to that, I want to tell you some of the things that are required before we will take on a squeeze chute line. Number one thing is safety. Quality is number two. I don't want anybody having a squeeze chute that's going to break down on them. I want this squeeze chute to go for years and years and years and never get a phone call other than to say we love it. I don't want to have to handle problems. Yep. And believe me, they're out there. Yeah. The third thing is operation. You know, how does the chute operate? It's not just features, but how do those features operate? We look for that kind of thing, how well that it operates. Last two things, warranty. You know, a warranty is no good if the people that give the warranty don't back it up, or they're out of business, or That's something right. like that. Yep. You can have lifetime warranty on something, and company goes out of business, you know, you don't have nothing but a piece of paper. Yep. And this particular line that we're going to talk about today actually has the longest warranty in the business. They have been in business a long time. Now, the last thing is probably second in importance, right under safety, and that would be the bang for the buck. That's right. You know, if it, you know, sometimes I have seen chutes that they're fantastic, and they meet all the other criteria, but they're overpriced. You know, they really, you know, you want to get a good value for what you're spending. We want to be able to recommend a chute to people that has good value in it as well.
High quality, good value.
It's important, isn't it? The company I want to tell you folks about today is AeroQuip. First thing I want to hit on is the safety features of AeroQuip. Every year, you know, there's 60 to 100,000 people that are injured while handling cattle. And we don't have an exact number on that because so many of the injuries are not reported, or they go to a rural hospital that doesn't, you know, work with the government agency that keeps track of that stuff.
Right. Our farmer and rancher friends don't like to go to the hospital.
Yeah, absolutely. That's right.
Sit home and suffer.
And so it's hard to get a number on that, but fatalities are a different matter. They're all reported. And the most recent year that I looked at was a report from 2021. And during that year, there were 96 people that died. And I want Chris to tell us about the way to handle cattle, which ends up being safer for you and your family. Right. He's an expert, you're an expert in low stress cattle handling. You know, you follow all those guys that are
Kurt Pate, Dr. Knopfsinger,
all that stuff. So tell us about it.
Dr. Ron Gill.
Yeah.
I have made a special effort over the years to really put forth low-stress cattle handling in the operations that I was involved with, and especially there at Oklahoma State. Because we are around a lot of students. We have a lot of students that come out and that would help, and then you go back to the family farm or ranch where you've got your kids and your wife. You know, it takes everybody. And a lot of low-stress cattle handling starts before you ever get to the pen. You know, you teach your cows, or you breed them to be docile. And that'll help once you get into the pen and you're in and out of them, you're around them, you're constantly, you know, when you're feeding, you're jumping out of your pickup after you throw down the cake line, and you walk behind your cows, and, you know, and you count them that way. And they're used to you maneuvering around them, so that when you do get in the chute and you are in the pens getting ready to process, they're used to you being out there. They're used to you moving them through the pens and things like that. A lot of safety comes down to, let's prep them first. Yeah. And then we're going to take them through the whole process.
Well, how do features on a squeeze chute help you as a handler, and how does that protect the cows? I mean, what injuries does it prevent on the animal?
Right. So on the AeroQuip especially, the squeeze is straight up and down. When you open that chute, it's a wide open view. They can see that view. Then when you get them in there, you've got them, you know, on the head gate, and you've got them caught, you've got them squeezed. Then AeroQuip has the vaccination doors that you can open, access, where it's a clear shot, you know, to the BQA triangle. That's an added feature.
Is an AeroQuip chute quiet, and how is that important?
Yes, they are quiet. With all of their noise canceling material that they're sprayed on the inside of it, so it's not clanging and banging and, you know, high-pitched sounds. That just adds to the stress of the cattle. And they've done a good job with rubber bushings on all of their gates to quiet those down so they're not shaking and rattling. It allows the animals to remain calm, and it doesn't stress them out. The loud noise of metal on metal, it's very irritating, not only to the cattle, but to the people that are doing the processing. So that's a great feature for it. It speaks volumes for AeroQuip as a company. They've invested the time, which manufacturing is the most difficult thing. You can dream up all kinds of stuff. And when it comes down to time to manufacture that product, there's a tremendous amount of money that goes into all that. And the equipment that it takes, and the people, and you know, they really do a great job at that.
And they back up what they sell. Let's get into what I did about 4 months ago.
Yeah, tell me about that, because I'm still trying to figure out how you worked all your magic.
The regional manager from AeroQuip called me, and he said, hey, we've got some 5400 MRs, which is, I believe it's the #1 seller for AeroQuip. And #2, he had some 7400 LVs. That is also a big seller for AeroQuip, and they've been hard to get. And he said, I've got some if you want them. And I thought for a minute of what I've been seeing in the steel prices recently, because I just got through buying pipe. And I said, how many you got? I ended up buying 7 truckloads of chutes. If my gamble was going to work, that would put me in a position where I could pass through some really good discounts or prices. I felt pretty good about it, so I took the gamble, and so here we are today. We have those chutes on sale now.
Okay, Bob, let's jump into the chutes. People have been wondering what in the world is going on and what we can offer. So let's start out with the 5400 MR.
First of all, let me tell you that the 5400 MR and the 7400 LV have been changed a little bit. And so for this year, for 2024. It's now called the 5500 MR and the 7500 LV.
Yep.
We started off with the list price of the new 5500 MR at $6,400.
Right.
And then we knocked off $1,000 right off the top. And then we gave you a $450 GoBob credit to buy anything we sell, applied toward anything we sell. But you know what, Chris? We're not done there.
Okay. What else you got?
We're going to cover, when it comes to delivery, we're going to cover the first 100 miles. However, if they want to come pick it up,
okay,
we'll write them a check for $275. Basically, we're hiring you to deliver it to yourself. So, you know, you can do your pencil work and see what that comes down to, but I think it's $4,625.
I think that's what we came up
so,
with.
So basically, you're paying $49.50 with a $275 freight allowance is exactly what it boils down to, and you'll get that freight allowance back at cash in the event that you come pick it up. The 7400 LVs, 2023 models, they're being replaced by the 24 model, and they're calling it the 7500 LV. The list price on a new 7500 2024 model, 7400 LV, is $9,875.
Right.
The first thing we're going to do is knock $1,000 off that new price. And then we're going to give you a GoBob credit for $375. Again, can be used for anything that we sell. And which puts you down at $8,500. Okay?
Yep. Then you're not done.
I'm not done. That's right. I'm going to give a freight allowance on this too. Either the first 100 miles are on us if we're delivering it, and again, if you come pick it up, we'd love for you to, love to see you. It'll be, we'll write you a check for $275 to reimburse you for that freight allowance. How does that sound?
Sounds like a heck of a deal to me.
I think it's got to be. I think a lot of people are going to get motivated by this, because the deal is, when those are gone, they're gone, because they're not remaking the 54 or the 7400 series. You know, you got to go to the 55 or the 75 at the new price. And so there's only so many of those out there, and thankfully I've got quite a few of them. We always appreciate your business. We sure appreciate you taking this much time to hear us out. But it really is a good opportunity, but it's limited.
Yeah, I think if anybody's kind of been on the fence,
now's the time to jump off.
Yeah, now's the time to jump off, because you know, a lot of tax time, everybody's trying to figure out what to do. If they were fortunate enough to make money and need to try to get something to write off, you know, now's the time to do it. So
you're right. He's right about that. And we know it's a quality shoot, or we wouldn't be offering this to you. But this is really the biggest bang for your buck I've had in a long time, and that's why I'm here talking about it today with old Chris.
Yep, glad you had me.
Y'all, we appreciate your business.
Thank you.
As always, and hope to hear from you soon.